The whole entire deck is all ones pretty much.
Yeah.
And it was actually funny because one of his opponent's counter magic was Spell Snare, and Spell Snare is so narrow because it only really hits the Merchant Scroll.
Yeah, all right. So we're in round 8 of the Legacy Open in SCG Charlotte. I'm Brad Nelson. I'm here with Gerard Fabiano. On your right, you're going to see Tony Shu playing Blue-White Blade, and on your left, you're going to see Eric Becker playing High Tide. The winner of this match is going to make top 8. That's correct. Should make top 8.
So Tony, I actually saw Tony walking around the room before. I didn't know who he was. He just seemed really happy, and I have a very similar shirt to him. So I was like,
his shirt?
Yeah.
I like that shirt. I want a shirt like that.
Yeah, I got mine at Urban Outfitters. So I was like, yo, this guy seems pretty cool. He was really happy, just a jolly guy. So it's cool to see him, this deep in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Eric's drinking coffee just like you.
Oh yes, I need it.
Yeah. So we'll see how this match plays out. I think I'm gonna go with the Blue-White Blade deck. What do you think?
I want to see High Tide in the top 8. I really like watching High Tide.
All right. So his sideboard is a bit different. He's got Surgical Extraction he's gonna bring in. He's gonna bring in 2 Spell Pierce. He's probably gonna bring in the extra Geist. And that's about it. So it looks like.
So he brings in Surgical, but Purify the Grave's not good. Because Surgical, you want all the copies?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Purify the Grave, like, Eric doesn't really interact with his graveyard at all. With Time Spiral, it essentially interacts with the graveyard, but yeah, you really want Surgical to hit all copies of the card.
Yeah. All right, so Tony is making a decision.
So I think Tony is mulliganing. That's what it looks like. It looks like Eric's probably going to keep. Now, historically, we were talking about this with Riki. When you're playing with Cunning Wishes, you don't really have a sideboard.
Yeah.
You have like a 75 card main deck.
Yeah, that's very true. You can have a couple cards in the sideboard. That's when I started playing Magic. Cunning Wish was a standard staple.
Okay.
The first super competitive deck that I played that I kind of understood or felt like I could understand was Mirari's Wake, which obviously I couldn't understand it back then.
Yeah, there's more cupcakes today.
Cupcakes?
Floating around. There's a couple of cupcakes.
Cupcake?
Bread.
Okay, I'll focus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, so they're still trying to resolve mulligans. Hopefully Tony keeps, so let's see. Yeah, all right, Tony keeps. All right, leads off with a Misty Rainforest. His hand looks very, very weak.
Yeah, it does not look good for this matchup.
The Plowshare, like, he really needs a threat. And he looks land-like as well.
Well, it seems like this game 1 does seem bad. Like, you do have, like, your O-rings and your Swords to Plowshares and things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. And this Eric's High Tide list is a bit different. He's not playing any Candelabras, which is kind of.
Is there a reason why?
Kind of, unless I'm missing it on the list. Yeah, no Candelabras.
Isn't that kind of a staple?
It usually is, but it's not completely necessary. So
interesting.
Yeah. All right. So Tony fetches up a Tundra and
main phase Brainstorm.
Please come to the main event stage.
All right. Well, he found the Stoneforge, so he can at least start interacting.
Yeah, he definitely wants to hide that Source of Plowshare.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's going to play a Tundra and pass the turn.
Does he really want to hit 3 lands? I guess to slam a Jace, he does want to have more land drops.
Oh, yeah. He needs his lands. So the more lands, the better historically for, these like control counter spell decks. Just so he's able to, Snapcaster and get back a Mana Leak and such. All right, so Ponder, he'll leave the cards on top of Ponder this time. And let's see if he makes any other plays. Now remember, you guys can tweet in if you guys have any questions. If you guys have any comments on the game, we would love to hear what you guys have to say.
All right, so Tony takes his turn, and we're going to see a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yep. And he's going to shuffle away that Swords to Plowshare that's on the top of his deck.
Now, does he get Feast and Famine or Batterscar?
Oh, he's going to get Feast and Famine?
Yeah, start trying to peck away at the cards?
Yeah.
No, he gets Batterskull.
Batterskull. I wonder why Batterskull. Maybe he thinks yes,
Does he not know the matchup? Does he not know that Eric is playing High Tide? Because all he's seen is Ponders and a lot of...
Yeah, I mean, he could be playing like Rug Delver.
Yeah.
Some red, blue, green control.
You would
deck.
think you'd see some kind of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, but Sword of Feast and Famine is better than Batterskull in this matchup, because what the high tide player wants to do, they want to get up to 7 cards.
I guess
ideally.
when you're in a guessing game, Batterskull is better against high tide than Feast of Famine is against Rug Tempo.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's also a chance that Tony has the sword in his hand, or no?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. All right, there's a brainstorm from Eric. So Eric with High Tide on the left, Tony with the Stoneforge, the Blue-White Blade deck on the right. So it looks like Tony has double Force in his hand, which is definitely good in this matchup.
Yeah. But if he doesn't put any pressure,
Snapcaster.
Eric has all the time in the world to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but I mean, Tony has some pressure, especially with that Batterskull.
Yeah.
He's got Stoneforge already in play. I see Snapcaster in his hand, so maybe in a couple of turns, Tony could be threatening a good amount of damage where Eric has to go off. I mean, sometimes the High Tide deck could go off very quick, but more often than not, it's usually turn 4, turn 5.
Yeah.
Set it up and then go for it, and it's pretty resilient,
Mm-hmm. All right. So the jig is up. Tony has to know that he is not playing any version of Rug.
Yeah. Now that he sees Island. Yeah.
And all different pictures.
Yeah, different pictures. It looks like he's going for the.
Have you no
variety.
shame, Eric?
All right, I see a nice guy over there with some booster packs that he's going to go in the corner and crack them.
No, I think you're the only crazy person that cracks booster packs.
All right. So there's his
fourth island.
I can't really make out Eric's hand, but it looks like it's not good enough to try to go off or anything.
Yeah.
So Tony's going to keep that Flutter Strand in play. Maybe he'll draw another Brainstorm or such. There's a Spell Snare, and I think he just instantly ships the turn back.
Intuition and Cunning Wish.
Yeah, Cunning Wish will probably get him a. Well, normally you would get a Pact. Okay, so he's only playing 1 Pact. The Hatfields were playing like 3 or 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he'll probably get a Pact right now. We'll see if he does. The card has to be revealed because that's what Cunning Wish says. So we'll all be able to see. Still looking. All right, yep, there's that Pact. So Eric might be ready to go off and fight through a Force Will or two. We'll see what happens, yep.
All right, and I did get a comment on Twitter saying that Tony doesn't play Sword of Feast of Famine, but it does have it on his deck list.
Yeah, so but thank you for
knowing. But thank you. Thank you for knowing him so well. All right. Eric's playing spells.
It might be a High Tide. All right, it is a High Tide.
And it begins. So it's worth fighting over a High Tide, right? No?
Yeah. In this spot it is. I think Eric's going to fight back. We'll see, though. So Forcer will pitch a Snapcaster. All right, so it's on the stack. Let's see what Eric decides to do. There's a Pact.
So you obviously let that resolve.
Yeah, I would let it. Ew.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have let that resolve.
Yeah, of course you do. Then he has to pay.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, I think he pointed at the High Tide.
Okay. Did he? Because he put.
He
it
might
on
have
top.
said. I don't know what he said.
Yeah.
I do know that in these situations, if you don't clarify, it's the top spell in the stack.
Oh, he's tapping 2. There's a remand. Wow.
Remand on Pact.
Yeah, Tony has that spell snare. Wow, I think Eric might have just lost.
I mean, unless he has another High Tide.
Well, we'll see. All right, so spell snare resolves in the remand. High Tide gets forced.
Pact counters
the force.
So right now, Eric is under. Oh, 5th land.
5th land.
Eric is under a Pact for next upkeep.
But yeah, and he's down to 2 cards.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what else was in his hand? It was all counter magic.
No, I mean,
What? I
in
mean,
Eric's
high
hand?
tide into what? Yeah.
Oh, he probably had Time Spiral.
Oh.
Yeah. Time Spiral or Turnabout. Okay, so he Merchant Scrolls. So he actually has 3 cards. So he Merchant Scrolls for a High Tide. All right. So we'll see what happens. So Battle Scroll's coming out right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Sword of Feast of Famine would have been so much better here.
Yeah.
All right, so Tony's gonna need to draw something.
Like a sort of Feast of Famine.
I mean, now it'd be like too late, you know? he wants to draw some disruption spell. All right, so he bashes in for 5. He's getting life, but the life doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, Eric can't really go off this next turn. So he has time.
Yeah, so he's just gonna
Pay
leave
for
his mana
pact.
tapped. All right, pays for the pact. Eric draws, plays his 6th island. There's a brainstorm.
Ooh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know why he just would have main phase brainstorm.
In case you draw what? Another.
It doesn't, you know, it doesn't, like another Stoneforge.
That's
You
true.
know?
If you're going to cast it
Yeah,
anyway.
if you're gonna cast it anyway, then. So. All right. So Tony has a spell snare and
All right.
another brainstorm. He bashes in for 5 again.
Should drop Eric down
is
to 7.
Yeah, Eric should be at 7. So I think Tony's holding on to spell snare and brainstorm.
Yes.
All right. There's that high tide that he fetched up earlier with Merchant Scroll. Oh, maybe not. You think Eric might wait one more turn?
He might.
Figured I could go down to 2, why not? Alright, there's the high tide.
And there's Brainstorm.
There's brainstorming response. Eric lets you resolve. Tundra, Mana Leak, Jace.
Mana Leak's good.
Yeah. Well, no, Mana Leak doesn't really do much here.
Well, it puts Eric down to 4 lands.
And then he just turnabouts.
If he has Turnabout.
Yeah.
He has to have it all. He has to have Turnabout and he has to have another spell.
Yeah, I mean, normally he wouldn't go for it unless...
He might just be going High Tide and just trying to Time Spiral.
Pretty sure he has a turnabout. Just because if he didn't, he could just wait a turn and go down to 2 life from the creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So that's normally how like the combo players play it. There is a remand. All right, so Eric will have access to at least 6 lands. High Tide doubles all islands. So Eric will, you know, he has 3 untapped lands, but it's really 6 mana.
Yeah.
And let's see what he has. All right, he's got 6 in the pool. Yeah, and if it was a Sword and Feast of the Famine,
Yeah, there's the Turnabout.
yeah, there's a turnabout. Tony would have won this game.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because he would have been down 2 more cards. Yeah. All right, Preordain.
Oh, I miss Preordain too.
Yeah.
Man, look at all these cards that were in play, and they were all in the same standard deck.
All right, there's a Brainstorm. Looks like Eric's probably gonna have it. He's already counting with his
Yeah.
dice for Storm.
Well, he has
yeah.
to keep that going.
Yeah. All right. Brainstorm resolves. I think what Tony's trying to say is that when you played Brainstorm, you pretty much pondered, but it didn't matter because the cards don't actually have to touch your hand.
Yeah.
So, all right, there's Time Spiral.
Time Spiral.
All right, so Tony probably needs a miracle here, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not guaranteed Eric's gonna win. Eric could just brick.
Yeah.
He could draw like a bunch of lands and
Or
and
a
do
bunch
nothing.
of Turnabouts and High Tides and no
No
extra win
action.
condition.
Yeah, no card.
I
draw or
don't
anything.
think. What are your odds right now? Like, I don't know what the odds are on this, but
right now Eric's about a
You had to
90.
guess.
Yeah, I would say about 90.
5.
I was gonna say 93 to be honest. Just because Tony has Force Wills and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
Tony's used up a lot of that though. Oh, you shuffle
yeah,
your
you
graveyard,
shuffle.
though.
Yeah. So as long as he didn't remove like a force with a force,
Yeah.
then he has a chance to get it back. So I mean, it's a gamble. And I mean, Eric is only at 7 life, so there is a chance sometimes where the high tide player, can't go off this turn for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Well, if he can't go off this turn, I don't think he can go off next turn.
well, like sometimes like you contact something,
Sure.
meditate or something along those lines. But yeah, Tony's got to know that. He's drawn pretty slim. It'll be
Meditate,
really cool.
draw 4, skip your next turn.
What's up? Yeah, that's
what it
meditate.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if they had the percentages like in poker. And like each card they draw, the percentages change.
Well, we would have to know those percentages,
Yeah,
and
of
that
course,
math
yeah.
is a little complicated with Magic.
I mean, it'll still be cool.
All right, Jeremy, get on that. Let's see some percentages.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Just put some numbers up in the corner, and everybody will be happy.
There are numbers in the corner. All right, so Tony Chu is a 22% favorite in this matchup.
All right, so I don't know what Eric has. There's a preordained. Well, he's digging. So, did Tony even look at his hand yet? Maybe he's just like waiting for the last minute.
He
Do I
hasn't
have, like,
looked?
triple force. Well, I'm not sure.
He had to have looked. Who can just not look?
Yeah, triple force, 3 blue cards is Tony's best draw there. Yeah, I see like a ponder and a force. All right, there's a ponder. I thought Tony was gonna have it, but especially after that whole packing of
Yeah.
pack turn, yeah.
I mean, you could consider it like a mistake going for Batterskull, but I do feel like Batterskull is the safest choice if you don't know exactly what you're playing against. But yeah, this game would have been over if you went for Feast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because he just wouldn't have the resources that he needed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure for game 2 and if it goes to the game 3, he'll realize how important the sword actually is.
Yeah.
All right, there's a merchant scroll. I mean, so right now, if Tony has nothing, he's pretty much dead. I mean, he's just pretty much dead right now.
Yeah, because now he gets to go get the
brain freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets a brain freeze and
except for the one Emrakul in Tony Chu's deck.
Yeah, right. All right. So the storm count is up there, and there's a brain freeze.
Is the storm count that high right now?
Yeah, it's pretty high. Oh, he remands it.
Remanded,
Okay,
yeah.
So, yep, that's game. And
All right.
Tony will scoop it up, and they'll be on to game 2.
All right, so on
Fairly quick game.
Tony said he's going to probably bring in a 3rd Geist of Saint Trap just for the pressure.
Yep.
2 Spell Pierce
Yep.
and 2 Surgical Extractions.
Yep. So he's gonna bring in 5 cards. He's gonna take out
His
4 plows and the Oblivion Ring.
Yeah.
Everything else is mediocre to good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some cards are not the best, but hey, what are you gonna do? You really can't take out the Batterskull because you have nothing to bring in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and Eric, I mean, I don't really think he's going to do much. He's going to, he has those cunning wishes. So,
what's this? Disrupt?
yeah, maybe, bring a couple of disrupts to maybe stop like the Force of Will.
Yeah.
From,
what does that do?
from Tony.
Counter spell unless they pay 1 draw
Yeah,
card?
yeah. So it's 1 mana, counter target, instant sorcery, or disrupt, or I'm sorry, interrupt. I believe it was worded back in the day.
No, it was just instant sorcery.
I think when Disrupt first came out, it was interrupt as well.
Didn't Disrupt come out in like Odyssey block?
I think it might have came out before. We could check.
Yeah,
but-
let's check it out. I think it was Odyssey block.
Yeah.
I don't think it hits that.
Yeah, and then they get the draw card as well. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go to StarCityGames.com to check out Disrupt.
Pretty sure the card came out in Odyssey block.
Yeah. All right. We'll find out right now. You got to scroll down to see. No, see? Oh no, not Disrupting Scepter, just Disrupt.
Well,
All right.
it did hit that.
Brad needs a spell check on.
No, I
on this
hit it.
deck
I
too.
just
But they actually do have a spell check. I need one too. So
see. I keep hitting Disrupt. Watch.
yeah, Disrupt. Oh, right there.
Yeah. And the link takes me to Disrupting Scepter.
Let's see. It's loading.
Invasion. It was Invasion.
Invasion, yeah.
But there wasn't interrupts back then.
So Oracle text. All right, yeah. So just instant sorcery.
Yeah.
Do you remember interrupt? Did you
Yeah,
play
I heard about interrupts. Interrupts
Yeah.
were like split second back in the day, right?
Well,
You
Yeah.
couldn't really counter anything, but interrupts could. Well, you
Yeah,
couldn't.
well-
You weren't faster than nothing was faster than
Exactly.
instants than interrupts.
Yeah, and like counterspell was originally like interrupt.
And didn't it work like I'll lightning bolt your bear? Well, okay, I'll giant growth it. No, I already lightning bolted it. Is that how Magic was played?
No.
I thought you couldn't respond with giant growth.
No, you could have responded with giant growth, yeah.
Oh,
You
you
were allowed
could?
to respond with instants. I remember Dark Ritual was originally a mana source.
Yeah. So you
it
couldn't
could
respond.
not be. Well, it just couldn't be countered, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but all those got changed. This was back in like the '90s, and
The Dark Ages.
yeah, everything was crazy pretty much. Serendipity Free was my favorite card. 3 mana, 3/4 flyer. During your upkeep, take a damage.
Yeah.
Second favorite card, Choose Jin. 4 mana, 5/5. During upkeep, take a damage. All those cards, like I guess the people who designed the cards, they're like, these cards are way too good. Let's just have them take a damage every
Yeah.
upkeep, to make it unplayable. But the cards are still very powerful.
I mean,
back then.
now it's like these cards are way too bad. Let's just give it Shroud.
Yeah, like, you know what? Geist Sling Trap, Hexproof.
Yeah.
Why not?
This card's way too bad. Flying First Strike, Trample, Reach.
Do you think Geist Sling Trap would see play if it didn't have Hexproof?
No,
Okay.
not even a little.
Think it would see play if it only put like a 2/2 flyer in
No.
play? So are you saying that could Geist Sling Trap be any worse and still see play?
Maybe put a 3/3 into play.
Maybe put a 3/3 in play?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think Geist Chain Trap is really powerful. I was thinking about it, and maybe next week I'll try to play Geist Chain Trap at the Grand Prix. It's just like a really good card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
Yeah. So it's Tony's mulliganing once again.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, the blue-white play deck, it could mulligan. Stoneforge Mystic gets back to mulligan. I was talking to Ricky about this, but unfortunately, a card like Force Will cancels out the Stoneforge card advantage, so you're still at a mulligan if you mulligan. All right, so Tony looks like he's being a good sport about the mulligan. He's shaking his head a bit, but shuffling. And I think the judges are maybe making a comment about the Starbucks coffee that Eric's drinking.
And saying how delicious it is.
Well, I was thinking maybe them saying they don't want any Snapplecaster mages or
Snapplecaster Mages.
or whatever the Star City guys come
Yeah.
up with. Those guys are pretty clever. So, anybody?
right.
Somebody tweeted in that Disrupt came out in Weatherlight, and I think it did.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it did say Interrupt in Weatherlight.
Shh, I win.
So what?
I already won. We already figured it out.
All right, so it's over with.
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, that's fine.
Double checking. Invasion. No?
I feel like it was Weatherlight as well.
But it doesn't. Disrupt is done here, and it was just invasion.
Yeah. All right. Regardless.
Nope, here it is. Weatherlight.
What? How does it say in Weatherlight?
I'm checking.
Yeah. Yeah, because Weatherlight was way back in the day.
Unable to connect.
All right. It's okay. We could just focus back on the match now. All right.
I feel like us trying to do this has destroyed our internet.
Do you think so?
Look.
Our
servers-
internet has been destroyed. See if we still have Twitter. Are we still getting any tweets in?
Oh my god, we don't have tweet.
All right, we're back. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was a break. Maybe there was a Snapplecaster Mage. An evil twin key. that one was off the top of my head. Oh, okay. All right,
During
so-
the last game? We didn't see a little mistake, did we?
Yeah. Well, what was the mistaken question? Two lands played in one turn.
I don't remember two
All right.
lands coming into play on the same turn.
Yeah, I don't either.
So you guys are checking the video? I love replays. Replays are so cool.
Anybody in Twitter land?
Yeah, did you guys see two lands?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Oh, we do.
Did we see any? All right, yeah. Tweet in if you think you saw two lands in one turn, and the judges are going to rule based on what you guys
Sammy
tweeted.
B.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Sammy B, why you hating? Why you hating on me?
Oh yeah, see, Sammy B. It originally did say interrupt, and Evil Twinkie is good. I came up like off the top of my head.
Evil Twinkie.
Instead of Evil Twin.
Yeah, I got there. I
Yeah,
figured that
so
one out.
if you guys like Evil Twinkies, let me know. I actually one time played a game of it was like the credit card game, but if you lost, you had to eat a Twinkie. And we were driving to Grand Prix Phoenix,
And you just had a big thing of Twinkies?
Yeah, we bought like a 24 box of Twinkies.
And you and like you destroyed all the Twinkies in the group?
No,
or
like
not?
like what happened was Antonio lost like 3 in a row,
And he just quit?
and he was like, I can't take it anymore. And we're like, all right, because Twinkies are delicious if you have like a half a Twinkie.
Yeah.
Like the last time I had a Twinkie was like 6 years ago at the Grand Prix, and driving to the Grand Prix. And before that, it was
So in Hawaii, you didn't have a malasada?
no, it was a malasada.
It's like this Luis's favorite thing. We had a ton of them in the house. Like I had like 4 or 5 throughout the entire week, but like some people had upwards of 20. But they're like a ball of dough filled with like cream and custard, really fattening, really like filthy dessert thing. And like the entire group went really deep on them. They're like delicious, but after you have one, you hate your life.
Okay.
And then you have another one and another one.
I'm a big fan of cheesecake. That's probably my
Cheesecake
favorite
is
dessert.
like the only dessert that I like really
and
like.
cannolis. I like cannolis.
I don't know what a cannoli is.
Really? All right, you should look it up. Yeah. All right, so we might be going to the match shortly. I think the judges are still they're doing maybe like a huddle between the judges. They're trying to figure out. Did we get any tweets in? Because I told the people out in Twitterland, we have an explorer on our hands.
Explorer on our hands. I was thinking about making that joke, but I have class.
I'm not even sure what he's referring to exactly.
You don't?
No. But regardless, Evil Twinkie. I'm proud of that. All right, can you come up with one? Give me a high five.
Not off the top of my head.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that match was pretty cool. Game 1 was okay.
Falconwrath Niblets?
What's a niblet?
I don't know, isn't that a candy?
A niblet? Nah, it's not a candy.
There's not a niblet candy?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, on a side note, speaking of candy, all right, so check this out. Every once in a while I go to the Cracker Barrel. You ever go there?
That, like, restaurant?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we have one. I've been there, like, once.
Okay. And what they have is they have these gift box of candies, and it's from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So all the candies that came out in the 50s is, like, packaged in this $7 box, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
That's really cool.
All right, so in the dark, all right, without reading the box, just looking at 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, which era candy do you think you would buy?
70s.
70s? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I went with the 70s the first time, and it was just like too chewy kind of. There's too many like gums.
Oh, yeah.
and type. Yeah, so I was just actually wondering if in the 70s, is that when like gum made it big?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We got to ask somebody who
was in the 70s?
Yeah, who's a little older than us. When did gum must have came out a long time ago.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably back in like the 40s or
I have no
50s.
clue.
Yeah. But
I mean, gum came out earlier than that.
yeah. If
It
anybody
was a
could,
baseball it was baseball.
oh yeah, it was in like the baseball cards with the stick
Yeah,
of gum and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Imagine if somebody still had like packs of baseball cards with the gum in it from like the
I bet gum came out way before baseball.
You think?
Yeah, it had
Yeah.
to have.
Yeah, it would be cool if in Magic packs there was like something in there. Like all Magic players like candy, right? Or like they like snacks.
Soul Caesar salad.
Oh, Soul Caesar salad. That's
Kelly
really
Anderson.
that's good. If that was off the top of your head, I got to give you credit. But if you,
Tropicana Island.
I heard Tropicana Island already.
Yeah. Contested pour zone. Underground tea.
What was that?
When it was invented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gum. Yeah. Yeah, but
Liliana and the ginger ale.
Liliana and the ginger ale.
Of the ginger ale. Liliana the Veil of the ginger ale.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are pretty clever, you know. So that's good. But yeah, wouldn't it be cool if in Magic packs, instead of just a rare and some commons and uncommons, you actually got something else?
All right, we're going back.
Are we back? What happened?
Countryside Cruncher.
We're gonna find out in 1 second what exactly happened.
Siri said gum invented 1928.
1928. All right.
Who's Siri?
I don't know. That's good to know for trivia. All right.
Okay.
So Tony's shuffling.
So everything's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
Tony's mulling. Everything sounds correct.
All right. So Tony mulliganed to 5, and Eric only played 1 land a turn.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fair. That's some.
I think that seems fair. I don't really remember him playing 2 lands a turn.
Yeah, because we would have noticed. I think we've been pretty good on catching up.
I mean, he hit his 5th land when he pacted.
Yeah.
I think they were thinking about it. Maybe he went to 4 lands, played a land, tried to go off, then played his 5th. Because I don't remember. I think that was the turn that they were suspect for it or not.
Yeah, sure. All right, but they went back to the tapes, and looks like everything's okay. And Tony double mulligan and led off with a Tundra. Eric, on the other hand, plays an island. There's a Mishra Factory.
Yeah. All right, so there's a game rule violation on Eric.
Okay, what was that for? Do we know?
Oh, he did?
On what turn?
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Wow. So.
And that lasted the entire game? Yeah.
How did nobody catch that?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is insane.
All right,
and he only gets a warning?
Well, what else can they do? They both didn't catch it.
Give him a game loss. You know, if Eric felt that it was like unfair for him to win, he could just say, I concede.
Yeah, that you would do that. I don't know a lot of people that would do that.
Yeah. All right, so Eric plays a Merchant Scroll.
All right.
And Tony's going to fetch up a Tundra. It's always cool when you know your opponent's not playing Wasteland, so you can actually go get your duels and not have to worry about it. Yeah.
All right, so Tony obviously must have said, I'm going to cast some spell.
Yeah, spell snare, probably. And then Eric's like, all right, I have a spell pierce. Because there's no way he's spell piercing his own Merchant Scroll. All right, there's a spell snare, there's a spell pierce. Merchant Scroll will resolve. I could see him. Well, whatever combo piece he's missing, he's gonna go fetch up pretty much. Yeah, high tide.
So yeah, and Tony just has a mana leak and a bunch of Mishra's Factories. So
really, I mean, yeah, he double mulligan.
Yeah, I mean, he will be able to attack for 2. He's got to hold up the mana leak, but.
All right, so he draws his card for the turn. Ooh.
Is that? I think that's the land that knocks artifacts, equipment off things.
All right, so Factory will get in for 2. And I think Eric could just go off this turn. Wow, he just drew a turnabout as well.
Yeah, that
so he can just go land High Tide. He has Force backup.
Yeah.
Turnabout Time Spiral. All right, there's Misty Rainforest. I mean, he has to assume that Tony just has like pretty much nothing. All right, so he decides to pass the turn. Maybe he's missing a combo piece.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So what happened last game is on turn 2, Eric cracked a fetch land, pondered. He played a fetch land, pondered, cracked. Oh, then he just played another land. And then played another land. Yeah, so he accidentally played 2 lands in the same turn. No one caught it. They ruled it as it was unintentional, and they gave him a game rule violation. I think with the discussions and with everything, the judges would have found if there was intent, but it was not on purpose, and Eric just got a game rule violation and a warning.
Yeah, don't really, when you're playing, you want to pay attention, like I said before, see what your opponent's actually doing. And all right, so there's an intuition. I mean, sometimes you're focusing so much on your own game. Like we must have just been focusing on.
Well, when we're in the booth, we're focusing on entertaining and evaluating the game states. Sometimes it's difficult to look at those little procedural things.
Yeah, sure, makes perfect sense.
We trust both people to play the games by the rules.
Yeah. Did you know intuition was actually mistyped in R&D?
No.
And it was supposed to say 3 different cards.
Oh, and it just went out as 3 cards?
Yeah, and they just forgot to type different. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was going to be like the original Gifts Ungiven, and then Gifts Ungiven actually came out.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And then Gifts Ungiven came out.
That's what I said.
Or Gifts Given. Yeah, Gifts Given.
What's Gifts Given?
It's the holiday one.
Oh, okay.
You search their deck for 4 cards and you get 2 of them.
No. Yeah. Gifts Ungiven was the older intuition. At least that's what I heard. So, all right, Eric untaps, and this is a turn he's gonna go off because he just intuition for the Time Spiral. Wonder if he has his 5th land. I mean, Eric could wait. He's under no pressure.
Yeah. Just taking 2 a turn is nothing.
Well, I mean, he could be taking 4 a turn.
Yeah, if Tony hits 1 more land.
So, but let's see. Eric's thinking about it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking this long. All right, he's going. So he taps an island, and
High Tide.
There's High Tide. Tony's gonna mana leak it. All right.
Remand.
He's gonna remand the High Tide.
So now
And
Eric's
he's
gonna
wait
play
a
another
turn.
land.
Yeah, he's just gonna play a land, or well, he didn't
Does he
draw a
not have a
land.
land?
So all right, he's just gonna go off next turn
Yeah.
then. Ooh, Tony draws another mana leak. All right. There's Jace. What is he to do with Jace?
I mean, I would probably just brainstorm.
It might not even come into play.
Huh?
Eric might just force it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I would force Jace here. It's not too much of a threat.
It can get out of the hand. Like, what if Tony like hits a force and then Eric tries to go off, and now the Jace takes over the game?
Okay. All right.
So Tony's gonna mana leak it.
Sacks his Mystery Rainforest. Yep, makes sense.
Well, if he mana leaks it, does he have any extra cards in his hand?
No,
That's his last card?
Yeah.
So if he mana leaks it and Eric can go off, he can't like brainstorm into a Force of Will.
well. I believe Mana Leak's his last card in hand.
Yeah, unless he has like a land.
Yeah, he might have a land.
I don't think he does though.
We'll see in a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
All right, his last card is Mana Leak.
He's just hoping that Eric can't go off.
Yeah. But I mean, he knows Eric has High Tide and Time Spiral, so you know.
The auto goes off. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Tony doesn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
All right.
He needs to try to win the game somehow.
So he's going to brainstorm Island, Sword of Feast of Famine, and Sackland.
Yeah.
All right. You just keep the sword.
Sword and Sackland do get to. That's enough lands to do everything in one turn.
Yeah.
If I mean, obviously Eric's probably going to go off here, but
Yeah. He's most definitely going to go off. All right. There's a High Tide. That's starting the storm count right now. Tapping for 2. All right, there's a preordained, so Eric has 2 storm counts and 1 blue floating.
Yep.
Pretty much Eric just wants to find as many turnabouts as he could before he plays Time Spiral, so he'll have as many lands as he needs.
Yeah.
All right, there's a preordained. Ooh, I think he has 2 turnabouts now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he should sack that Misty Rainforest. Then he'll turn about having 1 in the pool. Then he'll have 9 in the pool. Then I'll have 14. Then I'll have, so you should have 8 floating going into the Time Spiral.
And 4 untapped lands.
And 4 untapped lands, yeah. All right, there's turnabout number 1. Let's see if he does anything else before he casts another turnabout. There's a meditate. All right, this makes sense. Eric wants to find his 5th land before he plays turnabout. Yeah. So.
Or maybe even go off without casting.
I mean, I'm almost certain he's gonna cast Time Spiral, but yeah, there's a chance that he might not need the Time Spiral. But more often than not, you usually do.
High Tide number 2.
Yeah. Did he still not find a land yet? Ponder. Maybe not.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, since he's pondering and everything. I mean, the deck doesn't run too many lands, so it's only 17 lands in the deck. So. All right, there's High Tide number 2 now.
Yeah. So now every land's 3.
Yeah. And he still has a turnabout in his hand, and the Time Spiral that he fetched up. So, all right, there's the 5th island.
So
I mean, Eric's gonna have access to somewhat of 50 mana.
yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely rolling in the manas, as they say.
I've never heard that saying.
Yeah, I don't know who says it. But
You?
I don't even say it. I just said this one time.
All right, here comes the turnabout.
All right, Here's another turnabout. So yeah, Tony's just sitting there thinking, you know, hopefully he time spirals and just completely bricks somehow. There's brainstorm. He's gonna disrupt his brainstorm so he can cycle deeper, and then he's gonna pay. So he draws the card from disrupt first.
Yeah.
Then he'll, you know, have a brainstorm go off. I think, yeah, I mean, so there's a disrupt card, then 1, 2, 3. So Tony, yeah, I mean, Tony's just sitting there with his Jace. You know,
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing. Oh, wow, there's another high tide.
High tide. So every land produces 4 islands.
Yep. So did you pay attention to how much mana does Eric actually have?
46.
46? All right, I like it. All right, so Eric...
I was completely made up.
All right. I mean, it's not too far off. So there's a time spiral. And Tony's going to have to get really, really lucky here. So...
Here we go, Tony. Here we go.
Odds calculator, what do you think?
Odds calculator, 94.3.
94.3% chance that
Tony wins this game.
That Tony wins the game?
Yes.
No. Wait, how much floating? 14 floating. So, yeah, you were pretty close with your 46 mana. I mean, if you count the lands in play, it's, you know, you're not too far off.
No.
Yeah. So, and the storm count's 11.
34.
Storm count is 11. All right. So Tony's probably gonna have to hit like at least 2 forces and hope Eric doesn't get a brain freeze or anything. All right, there's 7. High Tide seems like a fun deck to play.
There's 1. He's got a force.
Oh yeah, you saw a force. All right.
Yeah.
And Eric's hand looks pretty good.
I just see a bunch of blue cards.
Yeah. There's another High Tide. I see another time spiral as well.
Yeah, because this deck can just go infinite. Like
Preordained.
you can end up like each land producing like 8 to 10 or something.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
unreal.
And then, you know, you can either brain freeze or blue sun zenith your opponent out for the win. Yeah. All right, so Eric. I mean, if Eric has the brain freeze, it's just game on the spot.
Yeah. Not yet. It's only 39.
Eric's doing a bit more math. Any good tweets in or no?
No, Sean Swagner, he didn't remand the Mana Leak. He remanded the High Tide to put his own High Tide back in his hand. Count like fizzling
yeah.
the Mana Leak or counter because of a no target.
Yeah, fizzle's
So
not a word anymore.
Yeah, it's
Right,
just
but-
counter
yeah.
because of no legal target.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened.
All right, there's the Cunning Wish.
Why is he not tapping mana for that Cunning Wish?
Because he has.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Force.
There's force number 1. Does he have another force, you think? Oh, there's a disrupt.
The man with every mana.
Yeah. How brutal is that? And yeah, this is gonna be a brain freeze for like 48.
Enough.
Yeah.
And Tony shows an Emrakul.
And there is the brain freeze.
Does he not have like a blue Sunset sideboard? Because that's so much better than a brain freeze. Just in case, what if he boards an Emrakul?
All right, there's a brain freeze. And I think Tony realizes that, you know, that's the game. Well, blue Sun Zenith could be, you know, countered. Brain freeze
Sure.
couldn't. So
I mean, if he was fighting over the Cutting Wish, he'd fight over it again.
maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe it's like the super, like, you know, the super strategy. And Tony scoops up his cards and shakes his hand, and Eric will probably be off
High
the top eight.
Tide.
No one else did the wave. For everybody at home,
I just did the wave, and no one else
actually
did it with me.
But maybe, you know, they did the wave at home.
We're gonna do the wave.